We're starting on Mirage though, Dinko, and this is Sprout's pick, but as the desk pointed out, not the highest win rate for them. They've still got to make sure they can come on strong in this one though. Heading into Mirage, let's see what we've got in the pistol buy.
Sprout with 5 sets of Kevlar, going for all the headshots here. 2 decoys is the only utility put in play, and they'll send Snatchy immediately out towards middle. Dennis towards the underpass, and right now for Heroic, it's 2 HE grenades, a flash, and a smoke across Tessus and Stown. Slower approach from Sprout. They have got that mid control they've been looking for early.
Question is, what are they going to do with it? No nades for them. And these long-range fights will not be favorable. Borup, oh no, he can't land a headshot. Got some information early, continues to look for fights, but Borup is now going to be caught. Faven comes out of the apartments, and now Nico's just sitting at CT spawn. He's going to have a tough time denying this A site.
Well, we'll see what he can do from the position, just shrouded behind the boxes. He's waiting for the rotation from the rest of his teammates to come in. Plenty of players over here. This flank of the B bomb site's about to be spotted as well. Kadian up in the apartments with the headshot. Now Sprout have got that bomb down. They'll be looking for these kills. Absolutely no utility, so it's all about the kills. And that's exactly what they've got. DreamHack with the double. It's just Kadian left alone. And it's Sprout walking away with a pistol win. Kadian has no utility left, no kit. He can pick that up from spawn. And he needs to be very quick. And Sprout look like, with the positions they've got right now, is that they should be taking this. Kadian runs onto the bomb site, but he's shot from 2 different positions, and it's Snatchy that walks away with a headshot. Sprout with a pistol, and Heroic off to pretty shaky start there. I feel like they probably should have done more down into a CT spawn, but all of the jewels won by Sprout.
Yeah, Borup had the chance to land a couple of shots sooner as well. That might have slowed them down a bit. That might have left him with more ammo to actually be able to fight that Palace player. But he's not ready for it. And Heroic lose that A site a little too quickly. Kadian whipping out the scout for the second round. Unable to land a shot, first time of asking. He'll try and go back into connector. Dennis is already getting up close though, so Kadian's got to be aware of that fact. And he puts down a defensive smoke. So this is the full force by Nico through the smoke with a dirty shot.
Oh, rip Spitty. That is just a fantastic start for the CT side. Nico buying heads through the smokes, and now Borup deploying the smoke grenade outside of the ramp. Snatch, he's taking a lot of damage on board. He was towards top middle when that HE came soaring behind the boxes. I didn't quite see if that done anything to him. Missed shot from Kadian. Dennis taking a nade to the bottom of the feet, but it only does 3 damage. So right now, Sprout still in a position to recover this, and that kill puts them in the right position. Now it's down, Tessus, Kadian, and Nico. And try and combine forces to pull this round off. The Deagle's stuck back towards CT spawn. Kadian desperately looking for some sort of chance to pull the round in favor of Heroic. So this bomb goes down and now Sprout can fall back into their post plants. Stown is going through Palace, but Diha's aware of a possibility of a flank, but it doesn't matter. Stown on the kill. And now he has the Galil to work with. And that does spread the attention from Sprout out across the site.
Ooh, a bit of damage done by Faven. 3v3 for Sprout to work with on the post plant. Snatchy struggling with the AK spray. Tessus wins that fight. Now Faven's got to make sure he makes the difference here. Oh no, the defuse is happening, but the USP sprays through. And I think Sprout are okay in this one. It comes close. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's a round win for Sprout. They're second on the board. Down will just back away, saving the Galil. And it was important that they converted that second round, Dinko. Even if it came close, at least they got the win.
Yeah, the thing is, it does come close. That isn't ideal, but nonetheless, it was the force buy from Heroic. So going into this next round, they'll not have anything to play with, and it's a round that Sprout can recover their economy in. You take a look at what Heroic have. It is that one Galil that's down saved over, and the rest of the team with barely any investment. It's just Nico on that deagle, a little bit of Kevlar to equal out the money. And now Sprout looking to try and pick up 3-0. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff.
That's a lovely way to start the round for Sprout, making things even easier for them. I think one of the strengths for Heroic certainly is their game planning heading into games. I really like the ideas they have overall for how they're going to play out their half. I think Sprout have that at times as well, though. So I think that's going to be a fun thing to watch for in this series. seeing which team can get the better of the preparation game, right? You see those nade stacks there. Clearly something Heroic were not expecting to be coming up against them. Nico, though, landing another Deagle shot. Back-to-back rounds where he gets an early kill with the Deeg. Spiddy spotted this man, though, down. None the wiser to Spiddy's position, but that AK has been recovered by the CTs. Tesses looking for the fight with the Galil. Still a bit awkward for Sprout, but I think they've now realized they don't need to fight this mid stack. They can just run back to this A-bomb site.
Oh, Flash is buying it off the back of Faven, but 35 seconds left at this point. Sprout sending their players onto the A-bomb site. No one here to defend for Heroic. Now just be sitting back, smoke up in front of Connector. Players now crossing. Sprout just making sure they take the safest approach in this round. They don't want to lose any more players. This AK not be a bad save. Also, this Galil, something to work with in the next round as well. You know, you get more utility out. You can have some reserve cash. Of course, they'll still be able to buy going into the next round, Alex, but you still want that AK. You still want to have as much money to play with as possible. And that is the call as they back away into the B site, sending one player on the hunt. And it's actually DreamHack with an AK right now, so he has to be able to get this kill. Kadian inside of the site. DreamHack now shifting his way into the B bomb site. But Kadian has such a good angle, and that's another AK into the hands of Heroic. I'm not a fan of that, Alex. You're just giving away an AK there.
Yeah, that was a bit much from DreamHack. Wanting those fights a little too heavily. And we also have to give some credit to Kadian there, just for playing a very sneaky off angle, right? As much as it wasn't like a massive play or anything, those rounds can make a difference. You steal away another AK, that can impact the economy so much heading forwards. So I like that Heroic were aware and playing off angles and ready to try and get those kills. Now we head into the first gun round. Kadian gets the AWP into his hands, but you can see Heroic have quite a bit of reserve cash because of all those guns they were able to save.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was just alluding to. The fact that, okay, you'll still be able to buy going into this next round, but if you save that AK-47, if you save the Galil, you've got the reserve cash over. Nico also had Kevlar. Well, shot from Kadian needs to land, and he is dropped immediately. DreamHack with a headshot. Not a single kill for Kadian on the hold. Spitty turning around, catching Testis, just running down short. I don't know what happened there for Testis. He just fully committed. He didn't see the head of Spitty. And now that has given a two-man advantage to Sprout, and this round is a non-starter for Heroic. They have to save yet again. And Sprout just, that's easy pickings for them. Absolutely nothing done for Sprout that was next level. They didn't really have to work too hard to get this round win.
And again, this could come back to the game plan slightly at the start of the game for Sprout, because Borup has had a couple of rounds already on A where he's not been 100% prepared. He's not looked 100% ready for those early fights. And he's missed a couple of shots as well. So they goes back to that A-bomb site. This time it's Tessis and Kadian there. Tessis not really able to do a whole lot. Kadian's shot connects, but doesn't get the kill. Sprout just going for a fast start to this game, and I think that's a good idea for them. Just try and make it into that scrappy game early. I think that's something that Maui pointed out on the desk, was that Sprout oftentimes like to make it a scrappy game. They like to rely on their individuals more. And he was expecting that Heroic would be able to hold up individually now with this roster. Now they've got some more skill on it. But so far, early in this game, that hasn't really been the case for them. Just individually, they're getting caught out.
Slow burner at the start of things for Heroic on the defense. A missed shot from Kadian, not being able to really get anything done up towards Palace. And immediately, the A-bomb site just crumbles to the pace of Sprout. I do love Sprout's timeout usage in this tournament. I feel like Sprout have been using their timeouts a lot in comparison to a lot of the other teams in this tournament. Obviously, with the current online era, we've seen a lot of the timeouts actually drop off because, you know, your coach can talk during things. You don't really need to sit down and really listen to what he's got to say in a timeout, right? You can kind of just have him chip in at the end of rounds or at the start of rounds. And yeah, definitely still using a lot of their timeouts well here, Sprout. And Snatchy's got off to a good start. Nico going down early on. Again, Heroic a man down. And this is a desperately needed round for them. So much investment here with this double up setup. And Kadian able to pull the kill back. That's one kill finally for Heroic, and the double up setup working out.
Oh, Faven was hoping he could just get into the backlines there, jumping into window, but I think Heroic clearly heard it. They were aware that that was a possibility, and now Dennis is also going to follow his teammate to an early grave. Only DreamHack remaining here, and finally, Heroic have figured it out. The double AWP setup comes through for them, gets a bunch of these early kills, and this is definitely going to be something that Heroic will probably be looking at. If you go for quick aggression against them, they can try and rock that double AWP setup, they can try and shut down the early plays. Now, Heroic have spread out here. DreamHack's got the chance to try and take some 1v1s. He's already got that first kill. You can see on the minimap, Borup is in spawn, but Cadian is sitting behind that smoke on the site. That's a really difficult position for DreamHack to be aware of, and Cadian has finally got the kill. 3 for him on the AWP, and the first round on the board for Heroic.
Yeah, finally this double AWP setup able to come out for Heroic. This is something that's very scary on Mirage, especially in the defense. If Stown gets going, if he has a good game on that AWP alongside Cadian hitting some shots, this can be scary for most T sides in the world. Sprout really got to figure this out, and Cadian, yet again, another kill. They're still trying this quick approach, Sprout. DreamHack running out of ramp on his own. This is where, if it starts to get shut down now, if Heroic have figured it out, if they keep winning these early duels, that's when Sprout need to change it up. They can't keep going for that. It's fine for those early rounds, and you're kind of catching them off guard, but once Heroic can sit back and sort of figure out what you're doing, you've got to change it up. You've got to be able to adapt.
Ooh, Dennis taking quite a bit of damage from the flames there. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think Sprout, I like that they go for the aggression to start the game. I think that's when it's most likely to catch Heroic off guard. But as you said, the adaptation from Heroic has come through, it seems. The double AWP setup are winning these early fights now. So Sprout might have to slow things down, and they might have to make sure they don't die like that. There's not much you can do against that, though. Borup with a great shot. And now Sprout are down in a 3v5.
Yeah, I think he just spotted the head of Dennis just before the smoke popped. As soon as it pops, the headshot comes through, and Sprout down another man. 2-man deficit. They walk through the smoke at top con. They have 2 players out on towards the side itself, and Spitty has taken down Cadian. Nico trying to make a play from CT, and it's going to work out for him. Just Snatchy left alone in a 1v4 clutch. He has collected the first kill onto board, but will need much more. Able to look like he has a chance in the round, and Stown just waiting for him to round the corner. It's 2 in a row now for Heroic. And finally, they have figured it out. Now, Sprout, I want to see what their approach is into this round, Alex. I want to see what they do coming into this one. I don't want to see DreamHack running out ramp again and trying to just take these early fights. Obviously, this round, we're not expecting too much to come out of, but in the next gun round, we really will get to see if Sprout have a change their approach on this T side.
Yeah, I kind of hope they just take this time as almost like a tactical timeout. Just talk about what you're going to do in the next round in this one. I think sit back to start with and then figure out if you just want to start grouping up for these early pushes. Because I think the early pushes could work if they were all together. But it's like you were saying, it's that solo peak from DreamHack that just gives the game away a bit too easily. So hopefully Sprout can figure that out into the future rounds. Still not a bad start for them, though. They've got a 4-2 lead for now. Should turn into 4-3 momentarily, but a couple of flashbangs. They'll hope to see if they can find their way onto a bomb site. 1 flash into the B apps, down forced away. That takes away the information from the CTs, but the players are going back away from the B apartments. They're not committing into that B site. There's only 1 flash left for Sprout, though, and Spitty's already been caught.
Yeah, it looks like Testis was going to look away, but he gets the timing right, spots the head of Spitty, and they have lost that first player. Now a man down, just a flashbang, not really expecting too much to come out of this round. It's all about Heroic cleaning it up, limiting the casualties, and so far so good. They haven't lost a single player. And it will continue that way as more kills come in from Heroic. It's just Faven left alone with a Glock in middle. And that's 4-3. Sprout got off to a really good start. They locked Heroic out of these rounds early on into the game, but Heroic, as soon as that double up setup came out, they have figured things out on the defensive side. They've been non-stop winning rounds, and now we'll get to see if there's a different approach to the round from Sprout, or will they just try and continue with that aggression?
Something else that's going to be fun to watch in this series is the AWP battle between Cadian and Snatchy. Because Cadian has the most AWP kills per round in the tournament. Snatchy has the second most AWP kills per round in this tournament. So those two have been really relying on the AWP to do a lot of their damage. But this time, it's Down who gets involved with the AWP. Early kill goes his way, but Borup caught on the A site again. Cadian thankfully trades, and oh, Cadian, another kill up close. He's looking for even more, but Favin's getting up close. In the midst of the smoke, he's looking to make a play.
Favin has to do something here. 3 players in the defense for Heroic. They're trying to come over the top, but Favin is stuck in the smoke versus 4. This round needs to go in favor of Favin. He's going to find 2. Collects Cadian and Stown. Now looking for another as Nico's trapped in default. Nearly falls himself. Down to 7 HP. But the round is won by Heroic. And I have to say, the round is won by Cadian. If he doesn't find those 2 kills, I feel like Sprout win that round. You can see that there was 1 player stuck inside of the site. That's Borat. He's playing in front of the smokes. He's playing in towards Underwood. There's a heavy presence towards middle from Heroic in the start of that round, and Sprout just walk onto the A-bomb site. They kept going for that straight-up dual fight, Alex. They kept going for that heavy execute in towards the A-bomb site. It would have worked out perfectly for them if Cadian didn't show up with a double kill.
Yeah, really important trade kills there, and a quick B play to follow. Nico and Tasses about to be tested on this B-bomb site. Down also here, though. That should be the shutdown. So many CTs in this site. The pistols won't be getting much done. Just 1 kill for Favin and a lead for Heroic. So after some turbulent waters to start this game, Heroic definitely looking much improved. And as you said, Cadian's really stepped it up.
Yeah, he is having a good performance. It's all about what Mali was saying on the desk. The fact that Cadian's been able to find consistent performances. That's something that was never really there for Cadian in the past. We know that he's had these flashes of being a fantastic AWPer, but he's been inconsistent. Now he's starting to find consistency, and you can see what can happen when he's showing up to the server. That consistent Cadian, coupled with the fact that you can have that extra firepower with a secondary AWP down, can be so deadly. And Cadian with another double kill. Favin and Dennis both going down. Sprout continue to try and bombard this A-bomb site, but Cadian continues to stop them.
Oh, they're still trying, but Borup's up over the top. Nice angle. Could get a second. Finally, Spitty trades, but it's too little too late. Oh, Cadian is killing it right now. Quad kill on the A-hole. Close range fights, long range fights. He doesn't care, and he wants some noise from the crowd, Dinko.
He's trying to fire them up. They're not really listening right now, but maybe they will very shortly. But this is deathmatch for Cadian. He is pushing the smokes. What is that smoke, by the way? Coming in for that execute. Big gap that allows Cadian to play in behind it. But I'm not a fan of how Sprout are approaching this. They have non-stop just branded their A-bomb site with multiple players. And so many times now, it's just been Cadian shutting them down. Not a big fan of this. Sprout instead changed it up in this round. It's the pistol. They run into the B-bomb side. This time, Testis is waiting for them. He shows up with a triple kill, and Sprout, they get decimated on the B-bomb side as well. 3 kills from Testis, 2 from Stown. And that's what I was saying. You go towards this A-bomb site, you've got Cadian shutting you down with the AWP. You go towards B, you've got to deal with Stown as well. And he's coupled up with Testis on this site. This is not looking good for Sprout right now. A few early rounds, but other than that, it's been Heroic dominating as soon as the guns have come out.
This has got to be where Sprout slow things down, right? We're seeing a default spread across the map. The fast plays haven't been working, but they're looking for some early mid control, and Stown has landed the first shot. Cadian's still very low on health, but the flash is so good for him. He flashes himself in for the peak. The AWP's again doing the early damage. This is a scary sign, Dinko. We've seen Cadian and Stown carry games with these AWPs before, and Stown's still going. He's just got a second.
Dennis has got through behind those. Stown turns around, finally is dealt with, but Borup is the second player in response, and Heroic, they're just feeling it. Everybody has had these games in matchmaking, right? You guys can sort of sympathize with this. You can understand what is going on right now for Heroic. I'll try and put it in perspective. Right now, every call that Cadian is making is the right call. You can see he was on that A-bomb site for the majority of the time with that AWP. He's wrecked him a few times now, so he realizes they're not going to go away again. They would be absolutely crazy if they go in towards this A-bomb site. So you can see he's up short this time, Alex, taking fights down middle. And every call that Cadian has made has been the right call. He's positioned himself correctly at every round. And you can see what that damage can be dealt with. Down on that secondary AWP, Cadian in middle. None of those fights are going Sprout's way. And Sprout definitely feeling the pressure now.
Second timeout taken ahead of this round for Sprout, but it's back to the pistols for them. This is part of the worry we could have with this Sprout roster is we know that they do like to make things a brawl at times, but there has to be a element of balance to their gameplay. There has to be some of these slower rounds, because it's another quick one here. Pistol's rushing out towards A, and Borup gets up close early. Counter smoke deployed. They're going to try and push him, and Borup has been blinded. Nico's still on the site, though.
Yeah, the rest of the team are standing tall behind him. This is something that you can exploit a little bit. You can isolate that one player because Borup loves to play in front of the smokes. He doesn't want to play back CT. He doesn't want to play behind triple. He's always towards Underwood or in front of that ramp. And that's something in these pistol rounds specifically you can actually counter, right? You can come out of the ramp, you can isolate Borup, he maybe gets one kill and you can shut him down quickly. The problem does become, at that point, you've just got Nico in the back lines playing passive. He's always willing to do that role. You've just got so many facets to this hold on the CT side from Heroic, and Sprout haven't really figured out how to deal with it all yet. And look at this, the confidence from Nico this time. He's going to walk into the open Snatchy, and he'll not miss that shot.
Snatchy securing an early kill for his team. A much-needed one to try and maybe test them, and Spiddy lands a shot of his own. Testes trying to go for fights, but finally, Sprout have been able to win the battles. They control this round, and they are just landing everything right here. Finally, Stown puts an end to the madness, but he's in a 1v4. Oh, don't peek him, don't do this. 1v3 now for Stown. Should still be impossible, but they're giving him a chance.
Finally. I'm going to go out and say I don't think Stown will be winning this round. But finally, Sprout have been able to put a little bit of a stop to the defense. It was like the floodgates had just opened and the water came rushing in round after round from Heroic. A sea of blue in the round counter. Good damage done from Stown even there. You know, in the round that you count him out and he still can't win the round, but he's still doing a lot of damage there towards the end. And Sprout 5 rounds posted. We head into the last round of the half. And yeah, just a little bit of confidence there from Nico, maybe some overconfidence. They fed a couple of kills to Snatchy. Even then, Alex, I feel like this was more Heroic's mistakes than it was Sprout figuring out what to do in this T side. They give them this 5th round. And so Heroic, they'll probably tighten the ship up, try and get a 10th round out of the end of this first half. But this has been fantastic. Kadian confidently taking that opening kill. DreamHack picked off. And Sprout have no trade potential. They thought they could get the one player up in Palace, but Heroic sent an AWPer up there.
Now the flashbang blinded Kadian, but he got the shot to go his way. Down, playing a dangerous game on the jumps, takes a bit of damage. Dennis has been able to move out into mid, and it looks like Sprout have got the control they were looking for. Down goes back for more though, flashes into mid, he takes another fight. Both AWPs on the CT side getting early kills again. This has just been almost oppressive right now. This double AWP setup from Heroic is giving Sprout no room to work with.
Yeah, just putting the boot to the throat. Oh, Sprout suffocating them. You can see D has had a very quiet half. 4 and 14 was eliminated immediately into this round by the AWP of Kadian. And we talk about Sprout needing everybody to show up. They can't have a quiet game on the individual level. When you're playing against Heroic and Snatch, he'll try and do something. He looked around the corner, it's short, he'll go back, but waiting for him is Faven. And that is going to be an easy kill for him. Now Faven and Dennis, and 2v5, it's unwinnable at this point, surely. Especially with Borup's position up in Palace. This bomb carrier is not going to be... Oh, he is. I was going to say he's not going to be expecting that, but clearly more aware. He throws the Molotov up and gets away his position. He goes for the bomb plant and it's secured. 10 rounds at the half from a Heroic. A fantastic recovery after the first few rounds. It's time for a short break and we'll bounce back in a second.
Get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think over time how close it starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe and I don't wanna die. Can we stop showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. Gravity. Gravity.
And Heroic dominated in that first half. Don't let the scoreline deceive you. Sprout won a few of the early rounds, but other than that, it has been just domination from Heroic. And they will look to continue that into the T side.
Dennis has bought a Deeg on the CT pistol. I'm not really sure why, but I guess we'll see what it can do. He's playing on the B side, might have the chance to spam away with it. Yeah, great lead for Heroic so far. Stown and Cadian are just battling for the top fragging spot right now. They're both up there at 16 kills each. All the riflers have been chiming in as well, having decent impact, just kind of helping out. Quick boost coming in for Stown as he looks to get his 17th kill, and he's got it. Up close, Snatchy caught off guard. Another advantage for Heroic.
Gonna be setting plays through that con. Dennis looking for the shots, but not connecting anything. Heroic will still hold the man advantage, and everybody on the team at 100 HP as well. So this is not looking fantastic. For Sprout, they need to take this goal to Cadian. Oh no, Cadian showing up with the pistol round. 2 kills, the P250. Tess is trying to get in through that murder hole, but he's stuck in CT spawn, trying his best, but these shots are not landing anywhere near the head. And the round is done. Heroic, a dominant showing into the second half as well. And Favin just saving it away. Heroic, 11 rounds now picked up, Alex. And yeah, it really does feel like we've been banging on about it. But the fact that it was at a good early sign from Sprout, we thought, okay, they're going to be coming up swinging. This looks good from them. They haven't been able to do anything since then. And Heroic have just dominated every front. And now with this start into the second half, I get really scared for Sprout.
I just love as well that Stown gets the kill at the start of that round, puts himself in the lead on the kill count, and then Cadian's like, we can't be having that. I've got to take back the lead. He gets 2 of his own, puts himself top of the scoreboard for the time being. Those two have been trading that back and forth throughout this game. And now it's Stown's turn to get another kill. Spitty goes for the solo aggression. Stown ready for it, and Stown's got a second.
Yeah, Stown making it work for the double kill. He'll continue to run around the corner, and it's a third for him. That's a 4K in the round, in fact, as he gets the double there. Now it's just Favin on his own. Left alone in the world up at window, and Stown wants the ace. He wants all 5, and well, he's got it. 5 kills to start off the second half for Stown. 12 rounds on the board for Heroic. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the map pick of Sprout.
That was a force buy, by the way, from Sprout. That wasn't an eco. I know it felt like it, because Stown just destroyed them, but wow, he made that look so easy. As you said, yeah, Sprout's map pick, this is just not going well for them. There's no other way of putting it. Even if you're the biggest Sprout fan in the world, Dinko, you've got to realize that this is not going according to plan right now.
No, I think you could know nothing about Counter-Strike and just look at the scoreboard and realize that. Well, Borup trying to take some fights towards Connector. These pistols starting to swing out. It's 1 kill for Favin. Testis getting a double kill, a third as well on the hold. And the mid swing, I mean, at least 2 kills to come in from Sprout. I'll not be too disappointed about that, but Testis holding on for a 4K, padding the stats out a little bit. In a game like this, where Cadian and Stown were taking all of the action, it can be one of those games where you maybe don't get as many kills as you want, so you have to take them against the eco. And now 13-5. Heroic are 3 away from victory on Mirage, 3 away from taking map number 1 in a very convincing fashion. And this will be the first sign to see if Sprout will put up a fight into the second half.
If you've just joined us, Sprout had a 4-0 lead at the start of this game, and they've lost 13 out of the 14 rounds since. Testes has got another opening kill as well. Spitty caught off guard early on the A site. As it stands, the A site is actually open. Dennis is having to rotate over right now, but Heroic with the man advantage are just going to chill out. They've got the lead. They know they've got the firepower to close out this round. There are still 2 CTs on this B site, so if they do indeed commit to B, they might have some issues, especially with Snatchy being somewhat close by. And at this point, I don't mind this slight risk from Sprout. Nothing's been working for you. Try and see if you can stack the B site. Try and see if you can get the right read. And Heroic might fall into the trap.
Well, I've got 3 players in mid, 2 hanging out of the B apartments, so very well could be this B split they're looking at. And Snatchy with the first kill, Borup, the victim to the orb. Snap's dived out. Now it's Sprout rubbing their hands together, knowing that the stack has worked out. They've made the right call. They've taken those first 2 kills. But still time for Heroic to figure out what they want to do. The bomb is still in middle. It could go into this A bomb site, and currently there's no one holding it apart from Dennis, who's back at the ticket box. There's no one actually inside of the site right now. Heroic are taking their time, so they've got to deal with DreamHack. That's his 2nd kill in the round. We talked about his multi-kill ability in the pregame. Before we come into this, he was sitting on 4 kills in this round, now up to 6. He'll be looking for a bit more as Testes and Cadian start their march into the A-bomb site, but Dennis on top of Ticket might have just given away his opportunity, but DreamHack with a 3rd kill in the round, finally delivering impact, but it's Cadian in a 1 versus 3, and he can't even get the bomb down. Favin swinging out from jungle, much better from Sprout. The gamble, the stack into the B-bomb site, it pays off, Alex.
And that might help get a little bit of confidence back into some of these players now, especially seeing DreamHack on the server, as you said. Normally very good at getting those multi-kills. Good to see him getting back on track. I think the other nice thing about that for Sprout is that even if Spitty just kind of called the B stack just as a risk, it makes it feel like he's got a good idea of what's happening. It can give some confidence back to his teammates that he can have some good reads, he can have some good calls in this game. But a quick B play, Favin and DreamHack have to step up again.
Oh, and DreamHack has just been absolutely torn apart. That's the entry ability we talk about that lies in the hands of Testes. Just swinging out onto the bomb site, taking down DreamHack. So quick from Heroic, and that's a perfect answer. I love this call from Heroic. You stacked the B-bomb site last time, Sprout. Okay, we're just going to rush it. All 5 players running straight through the apartments, and Heroic will find themselves at 14th. Sprout just absolutely destroyed in that one.
I was trying to be the optimist, Dinko. I was trying to see a way in which Sprout could get some confidence back, could maybe make this a close game. I think I'm pretty much willing to say this one is all but over at this point. Heroic are even going to hunt down these final kills, flash into ramp, but the players are in power, so I think Sprout will be okay. Snatcher can just try and take 1 shot, and he nearly dies there. Borup gets him down to 11 health, but Snatchy is going to get away safely.
Look at
14-6.
24 and 7 right now, Alex. 20 and 8 on Cadian. Obviously, Stown did have that ace against the Force Spy that really bolsters his kills, so Cadian is still around the same position as him in terms of the impact frags, but still, this is just unbelievable from Heroic on an individual level. The calling has been fantastic. The decisions they made have been brilliant across the board. And a few hiccups here and there, but not many to be seen, and this is a good round from Snatchy. 2 kills already collected. The early peek in towards top middle, and the 2nd kill from the reposition towards top con.
Ooh, he's still going. Fading smoke, and Snatchy spots Tesses. Nice triple kill on the mid hold, and even though Cadian has snuck up into short, he's about to be spotted. DreamHack's got him from behind. Just Nico remaining. Hasn't had to do a whole lot throughout this game. Won't get a chance to do anything in this round. That is a clean round win for Sprout. Not a single point of damage taken. And that's something for the Sprout fans to get a bit excited about. At least another round.
This is a fantastic round from Snatchy, and actually a good sign for Sprout. At least Snatchy is getting something done. Well, they can start to wake up, get a few more rounds on this board. Heroic are very far ahead right now, so obviously we're still looking at them as the favorites to take Mirage in relatively convincing fashion, but if Sprout can win A few more rounds, but it's a quick call into the A-bomb site. Hitting with the first headshot. Snatchy now having to deliver yet again. And he'll shoot his own teammate in the head. Dennis goes down, and Snatchy will fall as well. It's a 3 versus 2. Favin with the kill on the Down that draws it back into a 2v2. This round is still doable, almost favorable to Sprout. The bomb only just going down. The MP9 low in HP, and now it is just Nico. You said he didn't need to do a whole lot in that previous round, and now he has to do a whole lot here. 1 versus 2, hiding behind triple. Both players moving towards him. He's got the first to get the right read as well, but he can't quite win the duel against DreamHack. It's Sprout surviving in this round, and it's on the board. A little bit of a fumble there from Snatchy, but nonetheless, Sprout will find 8 rounds.
Ooh, not clean, but another round is what Sprout were really wanting, I guess, so they'll be okay. Heroic again going for these fast plays. I think it was Astralis who tweeted out that they're almost like the Danish Fury at times. They bought those P90s previously. Go for another fast play in this one.
I remember seeing the P90 come out in DreamHack Summer. that was something Heroic loved to pull out. Yeah, they're a bit of a wild team, and I'm loving it. It's fun to watch. That one nearly catching off Sprout again. They've had 2 quick plays in this T side, Alex. They've kind of broken the back of Sprout. That one nearly did. Well, one should I say that broke their back. One nearly doing it in that round. But Heroic 14-8 on the board. Money's not quite there, so will be a couple of Tech 9. So this is a chance for Sprout to grab 9. I do want to bring it back to that team kill, though. It's kind of weird. It looked like Snatchy had decided, I'm not going to pull the shot. He watches Dennis kill the player in connector, then shoots Dennis in the head. It was a little bit of a fumble. It's good to watch, though.
A bit of a weird one. Heroic back to pistols as they move into connector in this round. That should have been heard. Nades and rifles are going to get the damage done between them. Nico's trying to push into jungle, but Diha is already ready for it. And Cadian's got a Glock, so he's dead. Sprout with another round, starting to pull off a few more round wins now. Up to 8 on the board. But again, Heroic can go straight back to a buy round in this one. And Heroic were going for these fast plays to try and close out the game. I think now is the time they might just slow it down. They might just run a standard default. Those fast plays were kind of working. They were kind of 50-50. Now I think they can just slow it down if they want to, or they could just go for another fast play. Who the hell knows? We're about to find out. Snatchy pushing into the underpass. Oh, he just scoped in. That may have been heard. They're peeking him. Snatchy there almost getting blocked by his teammate, but Diha caught out in the B apartments. Nice kill from Favin, and there goes Dennis. Another one on the board. Heroic losing that B control.
A man down on the T side, but this play from Nico could draw that back. Look, no one's in the A-bomb site, and Nico can just walk on by. He's going to have Snatchy's head. The first kill collective for him, and Nico's not done. He wants more, and he gets the read on the CT play. He knows there's a player there. The flashbang is good, and he's gained control of this A-bomb site single-handedly. Gets the kill into connective, forces the Opera back, and now Heroic have turned this on its head. A 3v3, and retake happy to come in from Sprout.
Bomb's been planted open as well, so they move into jungle. They move into better post-plant positions, and Dennis has to be careful.
The double peek, Alex. There's no way Dennis was getting anything done there. Spitty now the last remaining player. And well played from Nico. Pulls that round back when things were looking quite dire for Heroic. He makes the play into the A-bomb site, sees it's empty. Takes that kill towards connector and allows the players to take control of the A site. Fantastic stuff, Spitty. Now stuck with the ult back at CT, trying his best, but 2 missed shots, and that is going to cost him his life. 15-9, Heroic, map point on Mirage, map point on their opponent's map pick. And this becomes incredibly scary for the outlook of this series for Sprout. If they were struggling against the double up setup on the CT side Mirage, it's only going to get worse when you head over to train. So things are definitely looking rough right now for Sprout.
Yeah, definitely not looking great for them. This time it's Favin picking up that secondary AWP. Last time Spitty had it in his hands. Snatchy, oh boy, down to 37 health. He was hoping that Molly would be extinguished sooner. Favin, though, solo on the B site. There is a player on B short to help, and Favin almost gets 2 for 1 there. gets the opening kill on the hold, goes for a second and wins that second fight. Heroic being completely counted on the B site. And Dennis, oh, he should have won that one, but Nico jumps up on top and at least gets one trade back for the Danes.
Yeah, Sprout giving themselves a big advantage there with Favin shutting down the attack from Heroic. But look at this play from Spitty. He's got himself in. He needs to be careful he doesn't go too wide, though. There's 3 players up there. He's got a good position. This should be a kill, at least on the Nico. The first is in, the trade from Testis, and now has to be a quicker play from Heroic. They know it's the rotate, shall I say, coming in from Sprout, so they have to be there quite quick, and Favin has arrived at the party. He is looking very solid right now. Another kill collected for him, and it's just down in the 1v3. Smoke deploys, but Favin with the 4K, 22 and 16. He's still having a good map, and Sprout reached double figures.
I think he was the one shining light in the first half as well. I think he ended the first half in double digits, 12 or 13 kills, while everyone else was struggling. He's carried that through into the CT side somewhat. He's nearly top of the server right now. He's close behind Down and Cadian, which is very impressive. Heroic having to take another low buy as well. So Sprout continuing to come back, continuing to make this a close game. They're going to try and see if they can counter this B play.
Holding on as DreamHack in towards short. He has collected the first one on the long-winded spray, but the Glock has got a kill. The Glock has overrun Favin. All not down for Heroic. Eventually it will come through. And now 2 players tucked at bench. Dennis peering over the top of the smoke, but he won't be able to see anything due to the second smoke on the site in Snatchy. Catching the crossing player, that's Borib. But he was the bit. He was always the player that allowed player with the rifle to get into a better spot. Unfortunately for Heroic, it's not really going their way. Another kill has come in from Testis, but he's got to do it all now. A 1v4 in total is down to 15 HP. The tap on the bomb away, and he'll try his best. But Dennis with the USP secures an 11th round for Sprout. The defuse coming down pretty close. I'm going to be sticking it with the 10 seconds here. Snatch, there was a kit available, but nonetheless, round picked up. 11 on the board, and Heroic... A couple of these rounds now, not being as cleanly as they would have liked. They probably would have liked to have closed this a little bit earlier, Alex, but Sprout with some signs of life.
And it's getting closer. It's getting there. D-Har's definitely stepped up in this second half, as you were saying earlier. Snatchy's had a couple of rounds. Favin definitely the main man for Sprout on this one, but it's starting to get to the point where Heroic will probably want to close it out in this round, just to make sure. Snatchy already getting aggressive at mid. There are 2 players close by, but the flashbang's been thrown and it's hit Snatchy right on the face. So that gives away his position. D-Har also going for solo aggression, but Stown is well prepared for it. First fight goes the way of Heroic, and now Snatchy is really going to need to hit a shot here. If he goes down at top mid, that could be the game over, and I don't know if he's ready for Testis.
No, there's no way. Testis has got this kill. Good night, Snatchy. That's a 2-man advantage for Heroic into this round, and that might just be enough to get them over the line here. Sprout are going to need a huge hold of this A-bomb site. Luckily, there's 2 players here. This is the best site for Heroic to attack if you're on the Sprout side of things. You've got Dennis over here. You've got Spitty. 2 players currently on the hold. They have to be huge, though. They can't afford to go down without a fight. Both of these players need to stand tall. They need to shut down this round from Heroic, and they've got so much utility still left, Alex. They can go for the full A execute, or at least the smoke for stairs and jungle, isolate that player CT. Luckily, Dennis is in probably the best position to help out his teammate here. He's in sandwich. He can still be useful as the attack comes in. It's Dennis with 1. He'll go down after the 1 kill, though, and Spitty didn't get anything done. So that's victory for Heroic. They will be taking this, Alex, unless Favin can pull off what would be an incredible 1v4.
Sitting in the smoke, good headshot, but there are too many players to deal with. Heroic steal away Sprout's map pick. After a really strong first half, they're able to carry it through. And now Digto, Sprout have got such a hard time in this series. First, they've got to win Heroic's pick of Train, and then the decider, if we need it, would be Nuke, which is also a very strong map for Heroic. So Sprout are going to have to dig deep here to stay in the tournament.
Yeah, I won't lie to you, it's not looking good for Sprout, but I'm glad they had a few signs of life in the second half. I'm glad we got to see DreamHack have a few moments.